What do you think this means? What do you think this means? Take a moment. Let me know in the comments. What do you think this means? Do you think that this is a threat? Do you think somebody should face federal charges for this? This, by itself, this. In case you guys don't know, former FBI Director James Comey, uh, the new DOJ head, is trying to bring federal charges to him, claiming that he is threatening our fearless leader with those are seashells, by the way, on a beach. Sorry. He's using seashells as a call to action. But here's the interesting thing. If that's all they have, right? So far, that's all I've seen that they have. By the way, this is the second time that uh, this administration's DOJ has tried to get him on charges for something else before. Back when Pam Bondi, don't forget her. Don't let yourself forget Pam Bondi. Back when she was the head of the DOJ, they tried to get charges on Comey for making false statements to Congress and obstruction. That fell through because the prosecutor that they tried to use had been illegally appointed to a position. So already a good track record for a non-biased, totally clean federal governmental accusation, right? Okay. Mind you, Bondi and Blanche were both our fearless leaders, defense lawyers previously. No bias at all. Okay. Side note, could you imagine having your own defense lawyer become the head of the DOJ and then do all that stuff that might actually favor you? And you have the gall to still be like, yeah, this is totally legit. Okay. But, anyways, all that being said, toss that aside. Burden of proof, right? They need to prove that that was indeed the intention. How would they prove that? Pause at your leisure. Read below. I don't know how they would. I don't know how they could at all prove that cleanly, legally, and without bias. I have no idea. He's already turned himself in, by the way. He has said explicitly that he is not guilty of this at all. That as soon as he found out that's how people were interpreting it, he took down the post. And as you all may know, uh, read above, pause at your leisure. It can be used that way, but most of the time it is used to refuse service to or to get rid of, which in the political context usually refers to somebody being voted out or removed from office, right? So, how do they intend to prove otherwise? I don't know. Why waste taxpayer money? Yes, taxpayer money for something that's quite obviously going to fall to pieces. All they have to do is just pull up the Merriam-Webster definition in the dictionary. That's all they got to do. Pull open that dictionary, point out the words. I'm starting to think that there should be a new law or rule that says, hey, any fearless leader elected into office cannot use their personal defense lawyer in an important position of power, such as the Department of Justice. What do you guys think? This is the argument that the prosecution, again, Todd Blanche, former defense lawyer of our fearless leader, is trying to say. Context matters, which, let's be reasonable people here. When we see our fearless leader posting an AI generated video of him in a fighter jet raining down excrement upon people who are protesting against him, is that a call to action? That, I would argue, was much more explicit than seashells arranged in numbers or posting President Obama and Michelle Obama as monkeys. I I would say a reasonable person might find that a bit it rhymes with bassist, much more explicit than those seashells organized into numbers. Oh, if we're talking about targeting audiences, uh, when that happened at the correspondence dinner, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, Here, one second. Okay, you guys are gonna love this. Okay, so after that happened, right? After that guy did what he did at that correspondence dinner, read below my face here. That is what our fearless leader said in response. This guy is a sick guy. He hates Christians. That is one thing for sure. He hates Christians. All right. That's what our fearless leader said. Now we go back to the targeted audience argument that his former defense lawyer, now head of the DOJ, is trying to make. They allege that Comey, given his background as former FBI director, knew exactly how such a coded message would be received by certain groups, Christians. Anyways, what is it that they say in school? Whenever you point the finger at somebody, you have what, three more pointed back at. I don't know how that. You know what I'm saying? You know what's funny? My last thought, James Comey. I don't think we would even know or care so much of who he is if it wasn't for the fact that this administration wants to bury that guy so deeply. And if you want to remember why, James Comey was the FBI director that oversaw the investigation into the ties between the Trump campaign and Russia back in 2016 and 17. You guys remember that? Now, knowing that, ask yourself, and I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying, if that indeed was not true, why have a continued powerful legal vendetta against him? What do you think? And again, flimsy accusations with biased leaders within the DOJ, with people illegally appointed into positions. Why go through all of that effort? I'm asking questions. I actually am. Let me know what you think. All right, like and share if you like what I'm saying. Comment if you do or don't. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later.